naimbag nga malamtay aming kakabsat. In my capacity as the chairman of the Amendment and Code Revision, I express my full support to the legislative measure proposed by Honorable Martin D. Guzman regarding the crafting of the La Union West Philippine Sea Code because it is very timely. The alien video caricature which ridiculed and degraded the Filipino race is a futile attempt. On the contrary, it is a manifestation of the superiority of the Filipino race. As a matter of fact, in the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Seas, as well as in the International Court, our decision was rendered saying that the Philippines is indeed the lawful owner of this Spratly Island, is Scarborough Shore, based merely on the principle of proximity and on the archipelagic doctrine, which is a universally accepted doctrine espoused by our Filipino Senator Arturo Tolentino. Carlos P. Romulo himself was elected as the first non-white president of the United Nations General Assembly, an undeniable proof that the Filipino race is superior. I also express my full support to the legislative measure passed by Sangguniang Panlalawigan member Ram Ortega, because barangay officials, especially barangay captain, are indeed the most dynamic frontliners in public service who have manifested dedicated and unequivocal sacrifices in public service. In addition to the support I also render to the proposal of Honorable Jefferson Fernando that we should award also those barangay captains which had finished 3 consecutive terms, but I propose that it will be a mandatory ordinance because Honorable Roberto Rillera and this representation together with other board members have jointly passed a provincial ordinance giving recognition to provincial board members, vice governors, governors, city councilors, municipal councilors who have finished 3 consecutive terms, and we will just add the legislative proposal of Honorable Fernando that we will also recognize those barangay captains which finished 3 consecutive terms. That is very timely because during the birthday of Honorable Ram Ortega, we were with Barangay Captain Prepose, and he told us personally that he has been serving as Barangay Captain for 45 years, and yet he had not yet received any recognition. So let us join together our legislative measure so that we could come up with a comprehensive ordinance which will give due recognition to all our outstanding local government officials, governor, vice governor, city councilor, municipal councilor, including our frontline in public service, the barangay officials, under the leadership of Honorable Board Member Ram Ortega. My concern, Your Honor, is the legislative measure passed by then Sangguniang Panlalawigan Board Member D. Guzman. Sangguniang Panlalawigan Resolution number 230/2020. Numerous families complain against a wealthy landowner who constructed a concrete fence along the middle portion of a barangay road in one barangay in the city of San Fernando. But I told to those complainants that I could not directly pass or file a case in court regarding that, because it is not within the original jurisdiction of our court, and a case could not even be filed appropriately before the Katarungan Pambarangay, because the problem is not an ordinary problem which is not merely a private concern but involves public interest involving government expenditure of almost 10 to 15 million, and the very welfare, comfort, security of the barangay people in the city of San Fernando. That is the picture of the concrete fence constructed right between the barangay road. But as I have said a while ago, it is a public nuisance because it affects large number of people in the neighborhood, aside from the fact that it causes serious obstruction to flow of vehicles, further causing vehicular accidents and damage to property, damage to my vehicle issued by the provincial government of La Union, our vehicle, and serious physical injuries, and probably might cause death during nighttime because the place is very dark during nighttime. The wealthy landowner claims that one half of the eastern portion of the barangay road is still part of their property, as evidenced by their tax declaration and probably by their title. But during the construction of the subject barangay road, until its completion, he did not raise any complaint or any protest, which is therefore a manifestation that he had waived his right to complain, and his silence and tolerance until the completion of the subject barangay road, and even for a period of almost 2 years, is a proof that he likes the project, because after all, the barangay road is not only beneficial to the whole barangay, but also beneficial to his very own family, because the barangay road leads safely and conveniently to his own property. So I just opine to the complainants, comprising more than 20 families, that that problem, not being directly cognizable by the provincial government of La Union, is indeed within jurisdiction of the city government of San Fernando, which could just extrajudicially abate or remove the road obstruction, being part of their obligation under the new Civil Code of the Philippines, without need of judicial proceeding, even without a private complainant. It is their innate obligation to clear all barangay roads, including municipal, city, and provincial roads. Aside from the fact that we in the provincial government of La Union, as early as 2020, have passed Ordinance number 230, prohibiting all kinds of obstructions in barangay, city, municipal, and provincial government roads. So this representation, in order to avoid further prejudice on the part of the barangay people, and perhaps other constituents in other barangays which may have a similar problem, and to once and for all stop the unnecessary filing of cases before the Katarungang Pambarangay, I respectfully propose the passage of the resolution enjoining or even directing all component local government units in the province of La Union to comply with Sangguniang Panlalawigan Ordinance 230/2020, so that the problem in said barangay would already stop. Let us emphasize that barangay roads must always be used for public purpose, for the benefit of the whole community, not only for the benefit of private individuals whose private land area was covered by barangay road, even if it's still part of their property as stated in the tax declaration. It forms part already of government property for the promotion of people's welfare. A while ago, I was just contacted by another barangay. There is a barangay bridge constructed out of government fund with the roads leading to a family house, but the family house owner claim that the barangay road is still part of his property, and therefore only his family and relatives can pass through that barangay road. That argument is totally misplaced and completely devoid of legal and even logical basis. But the basic lesson for all barangay officials, including municipal and city government officials, is to secure deed of donation before any portion of private property will be cemented as either barangay, municipal, or city road, to avoid problems like this. And for private landowners Ecclesiastes 12:13 of the Bible say yet, fear God and keep His commandment, for this is the whole duty of man. Do not be covetous. Timothy 6:7 of the Bible says, we brought nothing into this earth, and it is certain that we can carry nothing out. Finally, in fairness to other private landowners, in the absence of deed of donation or any written conformity from landowners, we in the government, either barangay, city, municipal, provincial, or even national, in the exercise of our power of eminent domain, must not take private property, even for public use, without just compensation. In layman's term, it is land grabbing. In legal parlance, from democratic perspective, it is gross ignorance of the law, gross dereliction of duty, and grave abuse of authority, which is also a form of graft and corruption. Thank you very much, Your Honor.